Be-be-do-be-do-be-do-be-do-do-do-do. All right, perfect. Raise that. Do-do-do-do. TikTok tripping. Yeah, so just get ready. It's getting crazy out here in these streets. So just be careful on the cool. There's a lot of craziness in the world right now. So just gotta be careful. Gotta be ready. Do 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 do. Normally don't go live over here. I ain't been live over here in a minute. They banned me on TikTok from going live until Monday, so I just decided to hop on over here. You know how I go. So I just stopped caring, and I just realized just go live over here because it might make it easier. But I'm trying to decide what to do. A lot of stuff getting crazy. Hey, what's up, Brittany? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. All is well. Staying low key, staying off of TikTok on the cool, because I'm getting ready for all the stuff popping up. They always be messing with you. I just stopped caring. It don't make sense to worry about it anymore, and just do what you can with what you got. So in the meantime, though, how's everybody? How y'all doing? Getting ready for all this stuff going on with the world and stuff. I'm just like, okay, it's getting crazy out here in these streets. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Yeah, I stopped caring though. Excuse me. I started doing stuff that made me happy. I think that's the best option right now, just to do stuff that make you happy. On the cool. Hold on just 1 second. I got y'all. Excuse me. Yeah, y'all see all the riots and stuff going on and the protests and all that? There's supposed to be a big protest this Saturday around the country. So if you're in a big city, be careful where you're going out. Just watch what you're doing. Uh, a lot of people tired of paying these exorbitant and extravagant prices on stuff. It's getting super expensive just to be a normal citizen. Tourism is down in America, all over the country, because those riots in LA are making people like from other countries. I don't want to come over here because they own some crazy stuff. And then also just staying calm and balanced as possible and not focus too much of the mess they. That's literally it right now. The biggest thing right now is to chill, relax. A lot of y'all getting told to relax and chill because all this other stuff they've been doing for all these years is about to. They know their time is up, and all this stuff they've been doing all these years is about to come to fruition. It's literally about to be done data and gelada time, and they can't stop what's about to happen. So what I tell people is that just be careful, um, relax, relax a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff out here trying to make you seem crazy or do crazy stuff. So right now is a good time to meditate for yourself, breathe, go for walks, be in nature as much as possible. Stuff is tiring, and you see a lot of people are having mental fatigue over the same stuff over and over again. People are having fatigue on a lot of stuff, and it's just to the point to where it's just like I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just focus on what I can control, be the best version of me, do what I can for me, and chill. Because all this other stuff they doing, it ain't even gonna matter soon, and they know it. They doing everything in their power to try to keep you. Your attention is currency, and if you're paying attention to what they doing, they using your currency. That's the biggest thing. I'm just moving some stuff around, but yeah. So even like with TikTok and stuff, they banned my live because I was joking talking about selling feet pictures, and they banned my live because I was joking saying I'm selling feet pictures. That's enough. I don't need total Terry and like I don't need any app or any being to ever tell me what I can and can't say. That's already nah. Nah. I'm cool on that. And if it ever gets to a point where they have you put chips in your body to buy groceries and stuff, don't even worry about it. Just do you. Because it gets to a point to where it's just like, this is a bunch of malarkey. Bunch of malarkey. I'm not finna listen to this garbage. I ain't finna listen to none of this shit. And then a lot of people are starting to see they on watch lists. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so a lot of people I saw on TikTok are starting to see they're on FBI watch lists, and some people just like I don't care. I'm to the point it don't matter. I'm pretty sure I'm on one. A friend of mine, she was doing a background check on herself, and she found out she was on a watch list, and I was just like, it's to the point it don't matter, y'all, and they know it don't matter. They just trying to make you, oh no, they doing this and that and all this, and then causing racial divides with people on purpose. Divide you so I can conquer you. And they only showing one thing on media. They want you to be mad at this group of people because this group of people did yada yada yada. But one thing I gotta say, if I know this is gonna sound strange, real quick, if you notice all the people getting deported, if African Americans came from Africa, how come they're not being deported? Because they were already here. Thank you. Anyway, y'all starting to see a lot of stuff, and they trying to divide people in general, so they could conquer and do martial law and all that stuff. That's why I tell people there's a bunch of protests going on this Saturday, and I think it's Trump's birthday, and they call it No King's Day. So just be mindful if you're in a big city or you're going to a big city. You need to be mindful because you know, remember when them other protests went off, people were finding concrete bricks and bricks just in the middle of nowhere. And you know, rant. I've been seeing videos of officers destroying their own cars in LA. Like, huh? Where they do that at? So I'm just saying, just be mindful. There's a lot of deception and espionage going on right now. And all these other, well, you can't do this, you can't do that rules, and having to have 5, 7, 8, 9 jobs in order to do basic necessity, that stuff is going to lead to a revolution, whether people want to believe it or not. It's going to get to a point to where you see $20 for a loaf of bread, and you like, oh no, that's outrageous. I'm not going to pay $20 for a loaf of bread that costs about 10 cents in another country. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of countries are starting to put USA on no-fly zones. Don't go there. Travel advisories. So if you look at tourism around America, tourism is down everywhere. Hey, what's up, Trinity? Great to see you. Yeah, tourism is down. In one of the videos I saw, there was an Australian reporter who was reporting on what was going on in LA. And one of the officers with a rubber bullet, blah, blah, hit her on live television. On live television. So a lot of Australian people was like, what's the point of going here? Y'all should see Miami Beach and stuff. And just, it's like, it's not, tourism everywhere is going down. It's like nobody want to come here. Why? And a lot of people here are starting to leave. It's not just, it's like, it'll get to a point why y'all pulling people out of graduations and construction sites and stuff like that? And then there's going to be a giant labor shortage, and then they ain't going to have nobody to fill in those positions. That's why they trying to get the AI out right now, showing you real. I'm done with it. I'm done with this whole thing. What's up, Sheila? Hey, Mrs. Sagittarius. And a lot of people are done with the system. People, this is late stage capitalism. For some of y'all who don't know, these uh, current things that are happening happened to the Rome Empire before it fell. Dystopia between classism, genderism, uh, racial tensions. This happened. All these things happen. Prices to a degree where nobody can afford to live. It's kings and serfs, monarchs and slaves. Nah, just to live a basic life in America. If you have $2,000 to $3,000, you can live in most countries comfortably. In America, you gotta have $4,000 to $6,000 or more to live comfortably here. It don't make no sense. It makes no sense. Like I've really been looking at other countries to live at, and some places they have so many American immigrants coming, the prices over there are going up. Right? It don't make sense. Like fruit should never be over $5. If you go to other countries, most fruit is less than $7. Rent for another thing, three times the rent. And America is one of the few places that do three times the rent. America is one of the few places that does three times the rent. Do you know in other countries they don't even have a credit score? Most people don't even know that. You need credit. You need credit in America. That credit don't transfer to nothing in other countries. Y'all know that, right? For some people who've never traveled outside the country, that credit score doesn't transfer or relate to any state, any place that doesn't use credit. Quality food is better in other places, yeah. They even started to put the change price in slowly. I saw a glitch right in front of me. It's not a glitch, it's called dynamic pricing. So like at Walmart and some of those, they put an electronic price tag. So let's say it was $1.49 when you picked it up. By the time you get to the register, they could raise it up to $1.55 depending on how much traffic is in the store. That's enough for me. I was like, for you to raise the price while I'm in the store, that's too much, bro. That's too much. The quality, most goods in the world cost less than $100 to make. Even luxury goods, most luxury goods cost less than $2,000 to make. Any kind of luxury good. So why are we paying three, four, five, six, seven, eight times the price? It don't make no sense. Property taxes in America. For some of y'all who don't know, in other countries, when you pay property tax, you pay it one time. You don't pay every year like a subscription. Like in China, if you go to certain provinces and you buy a house, you own that house for 60 to 70 years without having to pay taxes on it every year. And then when the person who owned it passes away, the next person who inherits the house, or if the house is sold, they pay the property tax and then they own it for 60 to 70 years. We're America is a giant ass subscription service. Your mortgage, your hospital bills, your dental bills, your insurance. It's giant ass subscription service in America. And people are tired of paying subscriptions for everything. You go to the store, you get $100. That's seven groceries or less. That don't make no sense. $100 bill is like having a 20 now. Don't make no sense. And I see why people are starting to grow their own stuff because they putting so much stuff in the food in the stove. They charging you all this money for food that ain't even fresh. Like you'll buy strawberries or berries and then not even 2, 3 days later they already gone. They already expired. Don't make no sense. It's gonna get to a point where people gonna get tired and say, "Why are we still paying this shit? We ain't supposed to pay this much to live like we do." And it's getting to that point. I'm about to get me a garden going on the cool. I'm about to start gardening myself because it's like I'm getting to the point to where it's like I see why people go into the middle of the woods and shit and just live off grid. I see why they do that now. I really do. Because being in this grid, it's just you gotta re-up on your license plate every year. Exactly. And that's illegal. That's illegal, by the way. You know, when people tell you about I travel and all this, that's why I tell people here in America, you own nothing. It's all contracts and deeds. That's literally what it is. Even if you own, for the people who own houses, if you didn't know, you're a certified renter. Unless you have a silver certificate, an allodial title, mineral rights, you don't own nothing. You're just a renter. That's why even the word real estate means royal estate. That means you never own nothing in America. So if the government wanted to come and say, I own your house all of a sudden, if you don't pay your property taxes, what you think they're gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's a giant ass subscription service. You're not supposed to have a driver's license. Your driver's license, for instance, is not it's not legal. Or land patent. Yeah, if you don't own a land patent, then you don't own the land. Yeah, and I tell people all the time, as much as people do real estate and stuff, somebody had to steal the land somewhere along the line. Somebody stole something from somebody. So that's hilarious to me. Yeah, and we not supposed to have driver's license. I mean, I get like measuring how well your driving capacity is, and in certain specialty driving, I get that. But even so, you're entering in a contract with the government in order to drive when you don't need it because you're traveling. When people tell you that, if you don't know the law, then every time you show your license, you're showing that you're a part of the system and you're using this. And there's stuff like USC codes, that UCC codes that people talk about. It's a law. It's a big process. They don't want you to figure out because right now you're considered a dead person. Your birth certificate is basically a bond to the government. A parent is a pair that rents you out to the government. That's why they invented the term parent. If you notice, everything has something to do with water. You go to the riverbank to deposit your money. You go to a doctor. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of terms that involve water because we're under admiral. It's called admiralty law for y'all who don't know, or the straw man. When people tell you about that, that's real. You're considered dead right now. If you don't believe me, you can go to U.S. treasurydirect.gov, go to EE bond. It'll be a place where it'll say EE bond, and you can type in your social, and you can see a value for the number of your social. If you think I'm playing, yeah. Uh, there's a book called The Straw Man. It's a really good book, and I highly suggest y'all read it. Some people are considered living beings, and some people are considered dead. Anyway, besides all that paperwork stuff, spiritually, spiritually is getting to a point where you're deciding what's happening next for you spiritually. We're entering a period of time where you know how we've heard of great resets, right? We're in the process of the great unveiling. Ain't no more resets. It's an unveiling, right? All the stuff that you learned growing up in school was a lie to keep you indoctrinated. All the stuff you doing right now is to keep you in a robotic like state so that you don't see what's going on, so that you don't question. If you don't have a higher power, that's cool. Whatever you believe in is what you believe in. But every 26,970 years, the earth goes through what's called a pole shift. During that shift, the world goes through cataclysmic changes. People tell people this all the time and they think it's a joke. I mean, hey, a lot of people ready to go. For the people who know your soul is infinite, this ain't nothing for you. You finna go see some other stuff and do some other stuff. For the people who want to stay, you're getting ready for the next round. Yeah, what happened by 2026? Oh yeah, crazy cuz you ain't even say nothing while when they cut your live. They cut my live because I was joking about selling feet pictures, and they put sexual exploitation, and I was talking about me selling feet pictures. That's another thing too. Whoever's running TikTok now, it's done. I don't know, it's done. They put an AI to monitor certain people and they put in certain words. And for some of y'all who don't know, some of y'all are probably on some watch lists. So they banned me for a week from live over there. That's why I don't trip on it no more, because I've been on that app for like 7 years, and I've been banned 14 times on my profiles. I've had thousands, millions of views. Right? They still owe me. They honestly, they owe me about $25,000 or more from all my profiles that got banned, falsely accused of shit, errors in the application. They owe me about 25,000 plus dollars for real, man. They owe me so much bread over these years. I had millions of views. I joined the creator program. I ain't had no violations or nothing going on. They gave me, at the time, you got 5 violations before they took you off the program. They gave me all 5 in the same day. And now you can't even talk about how much money you make over there, because you can tell they playing favorites with people. It's in their policy now. You can't tell people on a live how much you make and show people how much you make. That lets you know that they pushing certain content creators. I told people, some of these streaming people that you see on these social media sites, they're a part of companies like Night Media. For some of y'all who don't know what that is, Night Media is a company that hires a group of people to push out a certain message. And there's a bunch of companies out there like Night Media. All those big streamers you see all the time, some of them sign contracts with them. And they say, hey, we need you to say this. We're going to pay you a certain amount. We're going to give you this contract on TikTok, Instagram, on most social medias. I noticed this most black males getting banned for nothing. That's another thing too, the racism on the app. I seen somebody clearly playing a song that was talking about niggas on the song, live on TikTok. Live. They sitting here talking about it, and then somebody commented it. If I try to rebuttal this, then I'ma get a violation. But this man clearly is racist in the video. And it's cool for them to say that. That's why I was like, TikTok is biased towards any color, but mostly for real. And I see that. And then especially if they have a high viewer count and they're not doing no chucking and jiving or no dancing or no cooking, if they ain't doing something that's entertaining the massa type shit, then they get banned. If they talking about, hey, raise your vibration, chill yourself out, watch out for this, don't do that, save your people, all of a sudden your ass gone. I spent $60 just getting about 8 different cold pressed drinks. That's ridiculous. Implants. Send me that video and I will post it. Yeah. It's a bunch of stuff. Like I'm me personally, the people who mess with me, I mess with them. That's just me. Cause I've been around a lot of ethnicities and a lot of groups of people. But there's some people that you can clearly tell they don't like certain people. Especially after traveling the country and meeting. I've been in people positions my whole life, and I've met hundreds of people from different places and different ethnicities around the world, different cultures. I'm very grateful, but there's some people, no matter what you say, they always just gonna dislike you just because you look a different color. It's outrageous. But I know there's some people too who don't realize that is about to change. All those years fucking with certain groups, that shit is about to be done data. I love you, my brother, and I will stand with you till the day I die. Same. When it's time to go, it's time to go. I'm to the point to where the people who fuck with me, fuck with me. The people who don't, don't. I'm not trying to play favorites. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine, do you. But that ether is coming into the world. It's returning. And there's going to be undeniable, hey, you know what time it is type shit. I mean, like, and some of these beings are getting mad because they know you got a home here anytime you need that gratitude. They know what time it is. For some of y'all who don't know what ether is, it's energy around the world. When people talk about ki, prana, mana, reiki, all that, it's a type of energy that's in the air. When you put your feet in the grass, you absorb those energies in your body so you can uh, uh, radiate at a certain rate. Your cells vibrate in order to create reality around you. All the stuff around you is not solid. Everything is moving with a cellular vibratory rate. It's called quantum entanglement, quantum physics, if you don't believe it. Two-piece extra crispy gratitude. It's to the point to where a lot of people see what's going on. Even people who were asleep are starting to wake up and see, like, this is an illusion. This isn't real. A lot of people are being called to go back to nature. That's why you're getting you're slowly getting away from technology more. You're slowly getting away from, like, I don't want to be around these type of people. I don't want to be around these. It's because you're slowly detaching. You detaching. You're moving from carbon based to crystalline. For some of y'all who don't know, 666 is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. When you put it together, it creates carbon. You're moving from a carbon solid, but you're not solid. You're moving from carbon to crystalline. Crystalline light is what we call our spirit body or a higher body. That's what we're moving to right now, right? And right now, these beings need your energy in order to exist. You produce so much energy outwards that it's like, you imagine like you're a walking light bulb, and when your light turn off, they turn off too. Because I notice for some people that sound crazy, but your whole essence is electric. It's electricity. It's electricity. That's all it is. That's why they invented rubber shoes. That's why you got rubber shoes, so you wouldn't ground yourself. If you an electrical being and you ground yourself, you complete a circuit. Let's say, that's truth. I don't even talk to my kids or anymore, or grandkids. Hey, some people, unfortunately, are going to drop off. So for the people who don't know, your body radiates a certain field around, right? You have a field, a catharic, etheric, a normal energy field, auroric. You have like 5 to 8, 5 to 9 fields around your body at any given time. When your cells vibrate at a certain rate, beings that vibrate at a slower rate naturally repel away from that cellular vibration. So I'll give you an example. Whenever you go to the grocery store and everybody looking at you, like, why is everybody staring? This is crazy. You know how people say NPCs? It's really, your energy is moving so fast that your field, so imagine a field is doing this around you. Boom, boom. Yours is moving so fast that when another field comes in that's slower, right? It throws off the electromagnetic waves. Your body is just a bunch of energy waves. That's why they put in heavy metals and everything too. They turn you into an antenna. They turn you into an antenna. Because if you're an electric being and you put metals inside of electricity, it conducts electrical current, right? So if I put heavy metals in your food, it's like I'm turning your radio station. So this is your projector for the people who don't get it. You know how they say first or third eye? This is a projection device. When you put heavy metals in and you put an antenna in, you're turning the projection to another picture, right? Your heart and your brain are cohesive together in order to produce the image of what's going on in your existence right now. That's why when you're authentic from your heart, it expands your field like 15 times. That's why they tell you follow your heart, because your heart is an electromagnetic field that's about 15 times bigger than your brain. I noticed my body heat been getting hotter to the point it was raining, and as soon as I got in the car, it instantly fogged up. You're starting to heat up, which is beautiful. And when you in the sun, you notice it get hotter, but for a while, and then you like, oh, this is comfy. Like you sit in the sun, and you're like, damn, this is cool. I like this, right? And I'm the same way. I've been outside in the sun, and I've been like, damn, I was hot for a minute, and then I sit in the sun a little more, and then I'm like, oh, this is cool. But some people can't even be in the sun right now, and it's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. This whole summer, it aims. Why you think it's been raining so much across the United States? Y'all think that's a coincidence? They know it's getting hotter. Why you think, who is it? Elon and Trump want to build that golden dome. They trying to stop that electrical current coming in. It's electromagneticity coming in. Another reason to build that dome is to try to block electromagnetic waves. It ain't gonna stop nothing. They doing too much. They finna be fried, dyed, laid to the side like a perm. For sure, my skin been glistening in the sun. Some people have been noticing they skin glimmering. That's a good sign. I stay outside working in my garden and chickens. Yep. I've been going outside more myself because it's just like a lot of this technology stuff. I don't know how long it's going to be here for real. Truth is, the tool isn't a problem because the tool is just there. It is the person that is using the tool, the issue of it all. I agree. The tool is a tool. It's just how it's used. It could be used for greater things, but some people using it for some crazy shit. And a lot of people have noticed discrepancies in their technology acting up. I'm talking to my trees and Mother Earth. Yep, same. I talk to my trees every day. I showed people on the live one day. I said, "Tree, if you can hear me, move your leaves towards my head." And the leaves went just like that. When no wind blowing or nothing, the tree branches went just like this towards my face. And if y'all don't know, the tree trunk that you see on the tree, that's like eyes to us. They see they see your vibratory rate, like your aura around your body. And if they fuck with you, they'll talk to you. Just like you know how animals come up to you, and you know how children look at you and want to hold you and hug you. They see your aura. Yeah, you was on that live, Sheila. Yeah. If you can hear me, I did it twice. I did it on two different lives, and I made sure with no wind blowing. I showed what there was no strings or nothing on the tree. If you talk to your plants, your voice is a frequency tool, and if you speak to your, let's say you say "I love you" to your plants every day, you'll notice that your plants will grow stronger. Your trees will grow stronger. So people say that's crazy. They did a rice experiment where they spoke positive affirmations and positive words to one cup of rice, it was like a little mason jar, and they did it with negative. The one that had positive affirmations lasted 2 weeks longer than, and it was the same rice, same water, but the one they spoke negative connotations, it started degrading in 3 days. The other one lasted 2 extra weeks. That's why they tell you watch what you say about yourself, because your voice is a frequency tool. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. Like Nikola Tesla said, for y'all who don't get that, it's literally how you say. I heard now you have to wear goggles, because now you can get sunburn to your eyes. I ain't never had sunburn to my eyes. I look at the sun all the time. I guess certain people can't have sunburn to they self. I look at the sun all the time, especially sunrise and sunset. That's called sun gazing. That's super beneficial for your body. That's the time where you can look directly at the sun and it don't burn your eyes. Sunrise and sunset, right? You got about a 45-minute window. If you do that, it recharges your body. That's why it's so important. If you notice, in a lot of places in America, if you try to sun gaze, it be cloudy. Just so happen to be cloudy in the direction of where the sun at. For some states. Sun gazing is beautiful. When people tell you about this stuff, it sounds like hippie stuff, but it's real deal Holyfield. This is to stabilize the electrical currents in your body. It's just like grounding. Grounding's been scientifically proven. If you put your feet in the grass for 10 minutes a day, it stabilizes your blood pressure. It helps you to uh, stabilize your oxygen levels. 10 minutes a day. It stabilizes stagnant electrical currents in your body too. Just 10 minutes a day. That's it. Sometimes I just walk in the grass. I take my shoes off and just walk in it. And just think to myself, you know, uh, this is a big period to where you tapping into yourself, where you sitting and you're going over your whole life. A lot of people are going over their whole life right now. You're looking at all the stuff you've done, all the stuff you want to do, and you're being pushed into solitude or hermit mode so that you can reflect on yourself and see what you want to do. Yeah, right now you're like you're seeing through the veils of life. Why am I still doing these circles they want me to, this 9 to 5 lifestyle? There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but people are starting to see all you do is work and go home, work and go home. For some people, they want more than that. How do you experience life when you always pushing just to barely make it? Don't make no sense. And then you got to have 7 incomes to live normal. I've met doctors, I've met firefighters right now. They got second and third jobs, bro. That don't make no sense. How you EMT and doctors? If you make under 150,000 a year, you're considered poor. That's outrageous. When I look into the sun and the rising, it makes me tear up. It's like it's detoxing my eyes. It is. The sun detoxes you. That's why they do so much to cover the sun up. If you notice in a lot of places it be cloudy, it's because they have weather patterns to move the clouds in front of the sun. Because the sun is so beneficial for your body, just being in it helps you to maintain your shit. Doctors owe millions when they get out of school. I know a couple of doctors right now with 6-figure loans still paying on them hoes. It don't make sense. And then our health service in America is a giant ass subscription. That's why they give you subscriptions for your medicine, right? A subscribe is to keep you paying for something. Subscription, right? Script is something you write. Sub is below. So right below healing you, I'm gonna keep you on something that I'm not, you know, a lot of stuff, a lot of diseases and illnesses are cellular inflammation or mucus of some kind or parasites of some kind. That's where a lot of people's diseases come from. I met somebody who had cancer and they became a vegan. They got rid of all the meat products, dairy, and all this. They got rid of their cancer within 6 months, and they had it for like 3 years. 6 months, they got rid of cancer. They've put people in jail for giving apricot seeds, which kill cancer cells. Soursop kills cancer cells. The frequency of 144,000 megahertz to 300,000 megahertz kills cancer cells. It was on a TED talk, and the scientist was explaining that if you have a high enough frequency, you can literally vibrate disease out of your cells with sound. It's called harmonic resonance. Literally, this has been proven scientifically. Studies and stuff. They just don't give it to people. Imagine, you ever seen that movie Elysium with Matt Damon, where that lady put her baby in that machine? It scanned the machine. It scanned the girl and then cleared out all her illnesses. You can do that with sound. With sound. What? Why are we paying for all these medicines? Dementia is mucus buildup in the brain. That's facts. People who have Alzheimer's, dementia, and all that is is mucus. My husband had lung cancer, non-smoking. They removed his lung, but it was in his lymph nodes. Took dog warmer and it is gone. Ivermectin. Ivermectin got a Nobel Prize before it was ever used for animals. People be like, "Oh, that's a dog." Ivermectin, the person who created it, had a Nobel Prize, and Japan, when all the 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 shot stuff was going on, they were giving people over there that medicine to detox. Now you're seeing all these people having heart attacks, myocarditis, pericarditis, healthy. When all that stuff was going on in 2020 to now, thousands of Olympic athletes passed away. You don't see that on the news. 80 plus doctors in Canada passed away. You don't see that in the news. All in people. I was telling people don't take that stuff because it got oxide in it, liquid nanobots to keep your ass sick. People thought, oh, you don't know what you talking about. Now all these people having heart attacks and shit 3, 4, 5 years later. It's like I can only tell you so much. I was like I was trying to tell people that nanotech is something serious. That's why people telling you to detox. Nanotechnology has been around since the 1900s. And people were like, we haven't had technology that long. We barely entered the industrial age. They only showing you anything you see come out, it's been out for 100 years already or more. Most likely more. You know, there's a defense technology company for America called DARPA. They have an AI helicopter right now. What? Y'all just don't. A helicopter that drives itself like Terminator right the fuck now. They have robots. They have you know how they have the dog robots? They have spiders. They have bugs, little bitty bugs. They got birds. Bro, he took chemo and radiation and it almost killed him. He stopped treatment. It's been 2 years on dog warmer and he is 100% back. He was in a wheelchair. Exactly. Chemo is terrible. It just puts your cells in remission. It just puts them in like a, a, a hibernation state so they can activate again. That's all chemo does. You can get you some soursop. It's 10,000 times more effective. Get you some soursop bitters, apricot seeds, and that'll help with cancer. If you know somebody with cancer, if you know somebody with lymph node issues, tell them to take chlorophyll and magnesium. Watch how chlorophyll is good for smell too. If you know somebody who smell all the time, tell them to drink chlorophyll every day. Smell gone. The cancer was still there when he stopped treatment. Exactly. It just puts the cells in a hibernation state. That's all it is. Cancer is inflammation of the cell. Just basic Betty. That's what cancer is. Inflammation of cells, mucus in the cell. And when you remove that inflammation and mucus, your cells have time to regenerate themselves. They have always showed us everything they have and has already had before they put it in movies. Yeah, they've had the cure for most diseases since the 1900s. They already have them, right? If you imagine you started healing everybody, right? That's trillions of dollars gone every year from the pharmaceutical industry. People don't even know the word of pharmacy. What is it? What does it mean? Pharmacy used to be known for making poison makers. In like Greek and Roman times and other the Renaissance times, pharmacists used to be poison makers. For some of y'all who don't know what that means, pharmakeia means sorcery and magic. In Hebrew and Arabic, is basically sorcery and magic. If you don't believe in magic at this point, then don't believe in the ambulance. It has a caduceus on the side. That spiral snake you see on the side of an ambulance, that's magic. That's why I tell people they still use magic too. People call it voodoo and hoodoo and all that. Magic is real. Dog warmer kill parasites and now he fine. Exactly. Ivermectin is what it's called. We just talking. Just some people just need this conversation so you know. I've seen people over the years. One of my ex's mom, she was on her deathbed. One of her friends lived in South America, and he was a holistic health person, and he told his mom how to do vegan stuff for a couple of days. Within 2 days, she was looking like this, right? Within 2 days, she was up, moving around, doing stuff. That's so crazy. That's why I was like, when I started getting on this learning about health and stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff I start cutting out because it's just like I realize a lot of this stuff is just to keep you sick, keep you in a damn oh man type shit. Everything is magic down to language. Yep, language too. The word language is all of this is magic and spells. The whole English language comes from a German occult, Latin, and some it's like Slavic or some kind of other language to push together. The alphabet is even our whole alphabet is backwards. Most people don't even know that. We go A to Z. It's supposed to be Z to A, and it's upside down too, because they each letter is a symbol. I will shut up now before they ban you. Dr. Sabi, he cured everything. I ain't gonna say nothing either. I'm gonna just say it don't matter at this point. I've been on social media for so many years. I don't care, bro. I'm to that point where it's time. Came across a movie called Rasun from the 1900s. They always know. They have. You should watch a movie called what is it called? Laws of the Sun. It's a 1980s cartoon like movie, anime like movie. Y'all should watch that. Laws of the Sun. I think that's the name of it. Do you believe if you remove your teeth, it affects your organ? Yeah. Like your wisdom teeth, we always pull. Your wisdom teeth are connected to your third eye. When I found that out, I was like, dang. I know it causes certain, discrepancies in your teeth, but the wisdom teeth are connected to your third eye. And most of your teeth are connected to nerves in your body. Yeah, my body been rejected solid foods more. I'm finna start juicing more too, cause I've never in my life, I love eating. I've been a foodie my whole life, but now I'm getting tired of eating solids. Like I ate today, and it was like after a while, my body was like, I'm cool, fam. I don't want to lose you. I feel so much better after listening to you. Gratitude. I don't. If something happened, you know what's up. All the stuff I didn't talked about over the years, something happened, you know what's up. Excuse me. That's why I never let them pull mine. I got you. You can help restore some. Like once the cavity is like in your root, it's hard to restore. But for your regular teeth, you can use ground cloves, activated charcoal, coconut oil, baking soda, and food grade bentonite clay with a little black seed oil. I got a recipe for it on my YouTube right here. It's in my playlist. You go to my playlist and go to how to. I show you how to make your own toothpaste. I went to the dentist the other day. She said, your teeth are immaculate. I was like, well, thank you. She was like, it's just that toothpaste. I don't use regular toothpaste no more at all. That's why I never let them pull my. I am on your Telegram. My Telegram is in my bio too. If you haven't been to the Telegram, we have thousands of. We have 1,000, 100 something frequencies for free. 800 some ebooks for free. It's all free. It's in my bio. Click on the Telegram link. You go to my homepage, click on links. It should say more links. Click that, and then Telegram. It's a bunch of stuff for free. Thousands of articles and stuff for free. We talk about all kinds of subjects for free. Anyway, all I'm gonna say is when it comes to all these protests and all this stuff happening in the world, be calm for yourself. Listen to yourself. Protect yourself as best as possible. Never mind the extra shit. Because some of these beings thrive off your chaos energy. Some of these beings thrive off your peace. You just gotta be mindful of how you expending your energy. If for the people who don't get it, your attention is a type of currency. And if you pay attention to something, you're giving energy to it, you're giving your currency to it to make it alive. And if you don't pay attention to it, it's not in your reality. And for some people, I know that's going to sound strange, especially being in this physical reality, but Your actual currency is what you pay attention to. That's your awareness. And your awareness is your biggest currency in the world. The funny part about it is the teeth decayed, but it doesn't hurt me a lot, which is weird to me. It's because you keep up with it. I am keeping my old ass at home. I am too. All these people want you to join all these different things. You join what you feel you want to, but if you just want to chill, chill at the house. Yeah, live in your own world, create what you want to create. All this other stuff is just extra shit now. Hey y'all, just sit back and watch the shit show. We owe them nothing. No more of our energy. Exactly. Just watching the show. That's why you're getting a lot of messages to observe and don't absorb. Because at this point, I'm not saying don't protect yourself. I'm just saying stuff you don't want in your reality, don't pay attention to it. And the people who's supposed to be around you are around you right now. People who ain't, they ain't. I'm keeping, yeah. Just, it's a lot of stuff going on right now. And they want you to get upset. They want to rile up your emotional state. Because when your emotions are high, you emit a type of field around your body. I'll give you an example. Whenever you angry, it's always in the middle of your chest where your sternum is, right? It's because of static electrical current staying in that position like this. Anger, right? Sadness. Whenever you sad and the tears come down your face, where's your sadness? Usually like in the middle of your stomach to your stomach area. It's I'm sick to my stomach, right? When you feel certain emotions, right? Because they're attached to those points. What we call chakras are just energy centers. Each one has a point that radiates certain electrical fields. That's why, you heard the word chakra, just say energy center. And they all emit waves out. So when you're angry, like I said, you feel it in your sternum because all that electricity is staying in one place and you're not pushing it nowhere, right? That's how important energy, frequency, and vibration is. When people tell you about this, it sounds like some hoodoo type shit, but it's real, right? When you started upgrading your life, notice how many people naturally just fell off because your cells started vibrating at a higher rate. You know how people say, when I came up, all these people started acting funny and stuff. It's because your cellular rate is moving faster and theirs is moving slower. So when they come together, it clashes and it repels naturally. So as you start going up, things will naturally repel away from you. That's why some of y'all ain't got the same jobs. You ain't around the same people. You don't talk to the same family members. You ain't in the same circumstances. Your environment changes. That's part of life. That's part of your upgrade. As you upgrade yourself, the other stuff don't matter no more. That other stuff is extra. For real. And some of y'all going into hermit mode right now. Solitude. So that you can consolidate your own energy and protect your own energy right now. Because there's a lot of beings out here, what we call energy vampires, that'll drain from your electrical current. And yeah, been a loner for a few years now. There's nothing wrong with it. It allows you to tune more into yourself so you can filter out stuff in your life. Like, you know how you go to Amazon and you click on stuff and you start filtering out stuff you don't want? You doing that with your energy right now naturally. You're starting to filter, well, I don't like this type of person. I don't want that no more. Well, I don't like this type of job. I'm not going to apply to those jobs no more. I don't like this type of situation, so I'm not going to put myself in that no more. It's like you're using your filters in real life so you can protect where your energy going. Our emotions is a change when you know how to vent your emotions properly and minimize the effects. That's one of the biggest things we came here to do too. One of the biggest things here, being here, is learning how to stabilize your emotions. Because since there's so much energy out around you at all times, these outside influences can make you come out of your natural state. That's part of where dis-ease comes from, right? Dis-ease, removing yourself from your natural state. When you remove yourself from your natural state, not at ease, something's not at ease. Your cells aren't at ease, your emotions aren't at ease. Something around you is not at ease. That's why you develop dis-ease, this mucus, this inflammation of electrical currents and cells. I know when I tell people this, they like, that sound crazy. It's this, and this. I got a bunch of holistic books. I can show you a lot of this stuff. Please be careful when you're out in this crazy world. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm divinely protected. I ain't try to hurt nobody on purpose or doing no crazy stuff. And as long as I'm doing, doing the best I can, I'm gravy. You know what I'm saying? And if it's my time, it's my time. I'm not tripping. Death is the beginning. That's why I tell people all the time. Don't be afraid to die. Enjoy your life, but don't be afraid to die. Because you got a big infinity symbol on your soul. Your soul got an infinity symbol on it, right? This is a compressed energy to make a solid form. I tell people that all the time. This isn't even solid. Like you see this, all this around you, this isn't even solid. All your cells are compressed right now like this in order to make a solid form. The only reason why I can't phase into my couch is because my cells ain't moving fast enough to phase through the couch. And if y'all don't believe me, you can phase through walls. The CIA got documents on them. Go to CIA.gov, click on Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, type in phase through walls in the search bar. And you can see they have documents showing they've been testing this type of stuff. Your mind is really one of the greatest weapons, not weapons, greatest tools you have. I've showed people bird cameras. I've shown people them using telekinesis, pyrokinesis, psychokinesis, remote viewing. I've shown people the actual documents, and they say, "No, they ain't." No, I'm just like, okay. Hey, what's up, Helga? Grand to see you. I got the Gateway project. I had all 25 pages. They barely released 20. The 25th page was hemi syncing. And they hadn't released that page for like 20 years. 20 years, and it's hemi-syncing. When you hemi-sync your brain is at a theta state between 4 and 8 hertz. When that frequency is playing with both lobes, it synchronizes you to the universe. It's called hemi-syncing. That's the key to astral projection, remote viewing, and all that. It's hemi-syncing your brain. They actually tell you how to do it. Yeah, you need a frequency of 4 to 8 hertz theta playing, and you can astral project. You can do all kinds of stuff. Like all those X-Men abilities people saw in movies, that shit is real. The story Stranger Things is based off of a lady in Russia. Her name was Nina something. I forget her last name, but she had an accident. She had a car accident. And after that accident, she used telekinesis. The Russians had studied her for 10 to 20 years because she could move stuff with her mind, like Coke cans and uh, little paper airplanes. She was moving them with her mind. That Stranger Things whole story is part of her actual story. You have taught us so much. Yeah, I have the Gateway Project. I do too. It's in my Telegram for free. I got the 25th page too. I show you how to remote view, astral project, do all that. People think that's just some demon stuff. All the people who say that's demonic, they teach people demonism against stuff that's your shit. They just don't want you to use it. Because when you use it at work, what's the easiest way to keep people from using something? Calling it demonic or occult, right? People don't even know what the word demon means. People got all kinds of interpretations. One interpretation is daemon, which is a type of Goetia. You know how you have the little angel on your shoulder and the devil? Both of those are you, right? 72,000. That's 144,000, right? You have an army of angels inside of you. You have an army of demons inside of you. The angels are angels of light. Demons are demons. Demons. Negative energy beings inside of you too. You have both. You darkness and light at the same time. I tell people all the time, you darkness and light at the same time. They're polarities of energy. But how you use those energies and how you project that energy will be reflected back to your ass. Most people think heaven and hell is up and down. It's left and right, right? Heaven and hell isn't up and down. They're polarities of energy. They're left and right, right? Sometimes you feel hellish. You're in the hell. Man, life is full of shit. This is garbage. That's a type of polarity. Life is beautiful. It's blissful. It's amazing. Heaven, energy. That's what you project. You try to stay in the middle. It's like, you remember when you were in school and you had to draw those three circles like this? You had one circle over here, another one over here, and then the one in the middle. You're trying to be the one in the middle. When you're the one in the middle, you can use both polarities. When, for instance, if you angry, right? If you do something physical, you get your anger released, right? You hit a punching bag, right? Your anger goes away, right? You just transmuted that energy. If you were sad, instead of just sitting being sad, you started writing poetry, right? You just transmuted that energy. And once you learn how to do that, it stabilizes your electrical current. So I can hemi sync with my crown and wand. You can hemi sync without that. Those are tools. Like, I have a wand, I have a crown. Those are just tools. You can do it without it. Those are tools that help in that process, though. They're great to use, but you can do it without it. 4 to 8 theta hertz. That's it. That's all you need. 4 to 8 theta hertz. Sit still, breathe. That's the biggest key. And spirituality, too. The word spirituality in Latin means laspide, which means to breathe. That's it. That's all it is. Just breathing. You sit still. That's it. So you can stabilize yourself. That's the biggest trick. It's not even a trick. That's the biggest thing you can do. Stabilize yourself. Because there's a lot of external stuff trying to get you out of your natural state. If you ever watch movies where you see aliens interacting with humans, right? Notice their attitude majority of the time is like, "Hello, how are you? It's a pleasure to see you. Hello, humans." They act like that, right? Is because they control their emotional state so they don't, because they know their power. Just like you are coming into your power, you have the same type of power. Like, don't when people think of aliens, they just think of beings that are more powerful than them. Some of y'all are just as powerful. It's just you've been in sleep mode for so long you forgot where you from. You got that power inside of you too. If you come from the most high, you know how they say, "I came from God," then that makes you a god too, or a goddess. And now for some people that would sound like blasphemy, but you gotta think of it. If God was a giant bakery and God was just making out different stuff, a cookie, a pie, uh, 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 a souffle, right? All of it was created by the God, right? So God's hands touched the creation, right? So as the creation was being created, right? Wouldn't that give you a piece of that creation power? If we couldn't be gods or goddesses, then we wouldn't be able to have birth. We wouldn't be able to have babies. We wouldn't have any imagination if we didn't come from the Most High. If we weren't creators ourselves, we wouldn't have poetry. We wouldn't have singing, dancing. We wouldn't have none of that if you didn't have creation power inside of you. And for some people, when you say that "I am God" or "I am a goddess," that sounds like blasphemy because your religion, first, real quick, religion, the etymology of religion is religare, which means to bound or to hold to a set of monotheistic views or to worship one thing or something. You get what I'm saying? The word religion means to bound you to something, to a set of, if you don't do this, you're going to go here. If you don't follow this set of rules, this is going to happen to you. What? I'm just saying. It took a long time for me to realize this too. But I don't denounce, whatever brings you to your highest power, whatever brings you to the highest version of yourself, you do that for you. Have a grand evening, grand night, Miss Sagittarius. I tell people, I respect your religion your culture, whatever it may be. I'm not going down nobody. That show, you learn what you learn, and if that's what you stick with, that's what you stick with. But I'm just saying in general, there's some people, if you don't follow this set of principles, that's a cult. When a cult tells you you can't do something or you shouldn't do something or because you're going to go to this place or you're going to get punished because of this, that's a cult. I'm just saying, you can do whatever you want to. You grown. And I tell people all the time, do what you want. Listen to, see what resonates with you. If it resonates with you, do it. If it don't fuck with it. Just that simple. Some people, hey, you know, they gonna be like, oh, you a demon, you evil, you don't know what you're talking about, all this and all. It's just like, you know what? I respect what you're saying. You do you, and I'm gonna let you do you over there. Some people are worshiping stuff they don't even know what they worshiping. I'm just like, hey, you do you. I believe in the most high energy. There's a most high, higher power. You're a part of that. You can be that higher power if you tap into yourself. The second coming of Jesus to me personally is you reaching Christ consciousness, which he reached. Buddha reached it, Muhammad, Krishna, Jesus, they all reached Christ consciousness. That's why you see them in Marvel in their in their regions. That's why they're known so much. For some of y'all, Vishnu, all these different creators, it's because they reach Christ consciousness, and you can reach it. People expect some magical person to come in the sky and be like, "I'm coming to save you guys." Nah, what? Y'all gonna be waiting? Y'all still waiting? It's been 500, 1,000 some years. He's still coming. He's still coming. I saw a large, colorful eye in my sleep. Do you know the meaning of that? Yeah. So if you see a big eye, it's like you seeing the real reality. Like if you could see the multidimensionality of reality, it would look like a mushroom trip. How reality is. Different colors, wavelengths, all at the same time, eyes, and it's immaculate. But you have, like, for some people that's too much for them right now. They're barely waking up. But for other people it's like, yeah, bring it on. If you saw a giant eye in your sleep, this is one of your biggest eyes right here. These eyes don't even matter as much. This eye is the most important. Let me show you something. When people do this, you know how people say that's the Illuminati eye when they do this over their eye? This is the symbol, the mudra for illumination, right? Let me show you something. When you put your fingers together and you put it over your third eye and you put it into the sun, you see how the light from my light up there, it centralizes the light into your third eye. That's why. And when you connect your fingers like this, right? This is a electrical mudra. This is a mudra is a hand. Your hand is a giant electric grid. It's a circuit board. So when you put your fingers together in certain ways, it activates different circuits in your body. So when you do this above your head in the sun, it directs that light to come right in there. When you do this, when you put your hands like this in the sun, it centralizes light to come into your pineal gland. I don't have a sky daddy, for real. People expect some angels to come out of the sky and save them. Angels are angels of light. I, but hey, I've been having dreams about owls and ravens. That's the dreams we have are alternate realities, and they're also messages from your subconscious in a visual representation that you understand or understand. So whenever you having these dreams or nightmares, it's like your subconscious is playing a movie to you of what's going on in your life. So when you see certain things in your dreams, your subconscious is relaying a movie to you in a way that you can understand. The colorful eye means what again? So if you seen the colored eye in your sleep, like you see an eye like a giant eye above, right? You have another eye above your head, right? You know how you have your crown chakra? You know, you have your third eye, you have your crown, you have another chakra point above your crown, and you tapping into that other chakra. So whenever you hear chakras, just think of energy centers. That's all. There's another energy center above your. So this is the eye, right? It's opening up so that you can see more of reality you couldn't see before. That's what that is. It's another eye. Imagine an eye above your head like this. And when you sleep, if you see any kind of gold, any kind of rainbow light colors, that's the crystalline light. That's you starting to see the different shade. It's like a diamond. You know how you put a diamond in the light, and when you shine it, it turn different colors. That's what you seeing in your dream. It's not really a dream. It's just you tapping into yourself, so you can see more of what's already around you. In my dream, I was given a golden bracelet represents the snake eating its tail. So basically, if the snake is eating its tail, that's called the Ouroboros. I'm gonna show you an example. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. Watch this. Hold on. This is what you talk about right here. The Ouroboros. The snake eating its tail. Right? The end of a cycle. Sometimes the snake eats itself, sheds its skin, starts anew, fresh. Fresh starts, rebirths, or the end of cycles. This can mean the end of cycles, right? This whole circle is a cycle. When the tail bites its end, right? You see how it's complete. The cycle is complete, right? That's, you know, this is just a little one. Some people haven't seen the video. This actually charges your body. This ain't just like has a tens unit attached to. This actually works. But the Ouroboros, celestite, I got quartz, purple amethyst, tourmaline with copper. Yeah, it's the Ouroboros. That's what you were looking at in your dream. Snake eating its tail. The end of a cycle. The start of shedding of the stuff that don't work anymore. It's called the Ouroboros. You're shedding the stuff that don't work for you, and you're starting off. You're ending cycles. So some of you came here to Earth, so energetically to solve karma. Karma. Most people think it's like if you do something bad gonna happen to you. Karma is just energy balancing. So if you emit a certain type of energy, it'll even itself out eventually. So if you was doing a bunch of crazy shit, that crazy shit going, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is when you come here to Earth, you were doing some crazy stuff in the universe, or you came here to even out some of that energy too. Earth is a multifaceted place, so you came here for multiple reasons, but one is to solve that energy because over the course of generations, you have this stuff called epigenetics. So, epigenetics is when you pass down generational trauma, generational wealth, emotions, memories, that second strand of DNA they call junk. You actually pass down the bloodline memory of your whole family tree is sitting in that second strand. The memories, the emotions they felt. So I'll give you an example. If you have children and your children are doing the same experiences you do and you relate to that experience and you can tell them what not to do, it's because that experience passed down to them. When a person has a child, they get a full copy of that person. Most people say they only get half or a certain amount of genetics. They get a full copy of that person. The emotions they felt, the habits, the hobbies, the ups, the downs, you get a full copy of that person and your second strand. That's why you relate to your family members so much, even though some of you are estranged for some of them. You start to have the same habits, the same hobbies because it was passed down through your generation. Like, for instance, Smoking. Like smoking runs in my family. A lot of people do it. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd be a smoker, but over time, picked it up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have those types of things happening, and you see that too. Hey, I'm Sensei Senpai. Hey, what's up, Sensei? It's great to see you. But this is what I'm talking about. A lot of this stuff that you seeing now is you coming awake. You've been asleep like this, and now you're like waking up from all this illusion stuff. This stuff don't even matter. Half this stuff keep you in rat races to keep your mental compacted. When you have basically this is unlimited, they trying to put a lock and key on your stuff. That's pretty much the whole gist of this is to keep you in a yes sir master. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak like type shit. That's the whole goal of this. Getting used to technocracy, measuring your carbon footprint, telling what you can and can't say on social media. If you don't, I'm gonna take your money away from you. If you don't listen to me, you can't buy groceries. I don't want to live in a life like that. That don't make sense to me. I was born free, I'm gonna die free. I've been sovereign since existence has been in existence, and I'm gonna stay sovereign. I'm not trying to live a life where somebody, well, you have to act like this. You have to, what? I come from the most high. The fuck? My neighbor is elderly and has dementia. He stumbled out last night and was jumped and beat by the neighborhood thugs. I found him in the stairwell this morning. That's why. People are acting crazy too. As more energy comes into this place, you're going to start noticing people out the character. I might be getting myself in trouble to some. Hey, all I'm gonna say is just be mindful and being aware that some of this stuff that's happening around you ain't a coincidence. Some of the stuff is really set up for your fucking ass. For real. This is set. I'm just saying, be careful. Some people have noticed random calls and people following you and your phone and computers turning on in the middle of the night and random, it's not random. They know who about to turn on. They know what's going to happen. Excuse me. Excuse me. Then what happens if it's the opposite, that you don't have the habit to begin with that comes with them? Sometimes it passes down, but you don't have to continue the habit, right? It'll still pass down, so the temptation will be there, but you don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's epigenetics. It's gonna pass down regardless. But whether you break the cycle or not, that's what the generational cycle breakers. Some of you have come to break cycles for your families, right? You were the black sheep of your family all this time, is because you were the one that was gonna break the cycle of the same old, same old. You were the one that was gonna make the biggest difference. That's why you got ostracized over the course of your life. A lot of us are making contact with entities. I mean this in a positive way. I don't think we have much time here. No, not really. A lot of people are starting to contact beings. Like, people think aliens are demons. Not all of them. Some of them are chill and they don't care. They ain't. Some people would see aliens as demons because of what they were taught growing up. But if an alien came down and say, "Hey, I see you missing your hand. I can help you restore your hand." What? You know what I'm saying? There's we have so much technology and stuff that's been hidden from us for thousands of years. We should be on some jets and shit right now, for real, for real. Like, for real, for real. I've shown people where we've had iPhones in the 1940s. Like, people like, no, we didn't. We just hit the industrial age. In the 1800s, they had free energy. I've shown people documents and everything. That's why I got banned so much on TikTok. I was showing people the documents that we had cloud busters. You can make a cloud buster with mercury. That's another reason why they got rid of mercury, is because you could make a device with copper and mercury, especially red mercury, and you can burst clouds around your house. Like around, imagine having a device in your yard. You got clouds, you put it in there, all the clouds disperse. Man, I've showed people a lot of this technology. This staff I got right here. You can ground yourself with this staff I just showed y'all. The crown I got. I've shown people this wand. Look. For y'all who knew, for some of y'all who knew ain't never seen this, I shoot frequencies out of this wand. I have a neodymium magnet inside of a tensor ring. It's on my profile in my playlist. You can shoot frequencies from this. I've shot frequencies and I've basically moved magnets with frequency with this. Like, it's on my YouTube. And if you make gloves, like, Iron Man style gloves, you can probably move rocks and certain objects with those too. But I haven't made those because I don't know about adding anything else to this place yet. That's why I ain't made nothing else. Cause I don't know what's gonna happen. I can make me some glove. I can make something that can levitate rocks. I'm pretty sure it's not that difficult. But I don't know about adding no more shit on here. I am totally putting up protection, calling in ancestors for real. I know you're not a doctor, but how do you feel spiritually about ADHD medication? Personally, ADHD just means your brain processes faster and at a higher range than most people. I've talked to a few psychologists over the years, and they told me a lot of these things we call ADD, and it's just diet. Number one, parasites, inflammation, and mucus. Like, if a person that I told people before, if a person has ADHD, you need to shorten the interval of the tasks you're doing. So let's say you like to do multiple tasks, then you need to do multiple tasks in 15-minute intervals. So let's say you have task A, you do that for 15 minutes, go to task B, then go back to task A. Because your brain is processing multiple things at one time. So in order to match that processing power, you need to shorten the interval of how much attention you putting on something. Because since your attention span is short, if you shorten that time, it'll make it easier to keep up with all your tasks. So within an hour, you can do 2 tasks. If you focus on 2 tasks and you do 15-minute intervals and switch every 15 minutes, you can do 2 tasks, or you can do 4 tasks in 2 hours, depending on how big the task is. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with ADHD too. Your brain is processing faster. That's just me personally. That's what I think. Spiritually, people are seeing in the other realms while they're in the physical at the same time. It's like having how you have your eyes. Imagine having another set of eyes right here, and you're seeing everything like this at the same time. I've had the best sleep using the wand with the crown because the copper, just like when Egyptians used to lay their dead to rest, they would sleep like this. Hold on. They would have a piece of silver in one hand, they'll have copper, and they would sleep like this, silver and gold, or they'll do it the opposite way. They would have gold and silver, and they would sleep like. That's why they're in the coffin like this. When you see them in the coffin, right? It produces a type of ether when you cross your hands and you sleep like this. That's why they do that when people die too. When people die, it makes it easier for your spirit to transition over. I show people this type of stuff, they call me crazy. That's why I just stay low key in the cut now. I've helped millions of people, man. I've been viral on multiple apps. And the people who do talk the most stuff, they be trying to block the most too. Like how when I'm thinking too fast, I stutter. See, yeah, if you stutter, it's like your brain is processing faster than the signal to your mouth to speak. Because your mouth will move at a certain rate, and your brain is moving faster than the rate of your mouth. So it's like so basically when you, like, I'm talking right now, my brain is sending signals down to make my mouth move, like, hey, you talking right now. and then my is sending, and then my brain is also, all right, this topic is coming from my brain, so I have to process it to my vocal cords. Two, it's like a bunch of neurons firing off right now, just doing this over and over and over again. You have helped so many people. It's okay. I helped the people I was meant to help. Now it's time. That's why I'm laying in the cut. That's why I'm not live anymore like I used to be, or always on social media. After helping all these people, I'm laying in the cut. I really am. That's why I'm not retired, but I'm tired. I used to post 20 to 30 times a day for 6 to 7 years. Like even more than that. I used to do some days I would post 40. I was on the For You page so much on TikTok, people would see me every other video, every other 3 videos before all these TikTok changes happened. I'm tired. I'm tired. I put in so much work over here. I think it's time just for a break, at least a little break. Put in so much work over here, man. But it's okay. I don't mind helping beings. It's just after so long, you need a break, like a vacation. Yeah, if I take a little break, I could take a vacation, come back. I don't mind coming back to Earth to teach and stuff when it's time. But right now, definitely need a vacation. Definitely need a vacation. I'll come back in about 10,000, 20,000. That ain't nothing on the other side. That's like 10 minutes. For some of y'all who don't know, time and space don't exist on the other in the spiritual realm. And most people think the spiritual realm is just heaven. It's already around you. The only reason why you don't see spirits around you constantly is because in this density, so think of us layered like we're layered like this. Like we're in layers of electrical currents, right? In order to be at level 3, it takes a lot of energy to come down from, let's say the spiritual realm is 5, 6, 7, 8 and up, right? It takes a lot of energy to come from here down here. You get what I'm saying? So in order to come down here, you have to compress your energy to a certain degree. It's a lot of energy to come down here. For some, it's a lot of energy to come down here. So as you upgrade in density, what we call dimensions, and when you go to the other dimensions, there it's called consciousness density. So think of it as like stages on a video game, electrical stages, right? You started off at 0, 1, 2, 3. You exist in all of these, by the way. You exist in all these places. It's just that when you came to 3, it took a lot of energy up here to come down here. So now that you are starting to remember where you come from, you're starting to figure out what level you looking at. Excuse me. That's like how in anime they'll go to the spirit realm and in 30 minutes there would be like 3 days in the real world. Exactly. Different people had things associated with their spiritual gifts. Natives had feathers and horns. Black people had gold, copper, lapis, azul, indigo, and black onyx. Yep. It just depends on the culture. All these different things come down to energy, frequency, and vibration used in different ways. No matter where the culture is, different cultures use these basic fundamentals and the whole existence. Do you give one by ones? I do. You can I do one by ones. You can go to my there's an email in my YouTube that you can send me an email and I do one by ones. I charge, but I'm not super expensive. I don't try to make it super expensive at all. But if you want a one on one, just let me know. Just send an email, send my bio. But yeah, a lot of this stuff like it's it's different when you start to see what's going on, but at the same time, you see why people want to help people to get through the illusion and all the extra stuff. It's a training camp. It's a training camp for how to use your energy. So even when you leave here from Earth, this ain't the end. This is the beginning. This whole thing we've been doing is like a tutorial mode for the real world, for the real spiritual world and stuff. This is a tutorial. Your whole life you experiencing all these different lives and incarnations has been a tutorial. That's crazy, right? Just to get you ready for what's really out there. But it's beautiful and it's beautiful out there, but it's totally different from here. It's totally different. That's why so many societies don't want you to see. Once you start seeing through the veil, then you're like, oh, this whole time they've been using this hoogie hollery, magic spells and all this shit. They've been using all this shit for all these years, man. But people, some people might say it's crazy. I ask people, and another thing too, question everything. Even me, even all the stuff I said today, question it. You have because you are made in a specific way. I tell people the whole world and the universe is made like a giant mirror. Somebody throws a brick through the mirror and it shatters in different pieces. Okay, each piece was made how it was supposed to be in order to refract the whole. So if God was a mirror and a brick was thrown through it, you're expressing God through different forms and pieces. So you're an expression of the Most High, how you were created. You were created one of one for a reason, not one of many. So you can express your expression in the best way possible. So you can experience and add to consciousness. That's one of the biggest goals of existence is just experiencing in different ways. Because imagine you a godlike being. Just imagine. You can create whatever you want at any time. You can do whatever you want at any time. The only way to grow from that position is to put yourself in a position of limitation. When you put yourself in a position of limitation, then you can grow, you can experience stuff again, you can feel and do all this stuff. When you're a god already, right, or a goddess, imagine you like, I want some juice, boop, and then the juice appears right in front of you. How how long before you get bored? Like Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty been showing people a bunch of stuff. People think that's just a cartoon. Rick and Morty is showing y'all the fourth wall and a bunch of shit. They just put it in cartoons to make it easier to digest. Rick and Morty is a perfect example of what they showing you. I was living a life like the episode where he put on a headset and he went into the life of another person and he was playing the game. And when that person died, he took the headset off and he was like, "Yeah, Rick, I was playing the game. I had a whole life and everything over there. When I took it off, I went back to the real world." How you know you're not a character for a video game right now and somebody wearing a headset playing you? Hey, what's up, Tamandra? I tell people all the time, just question shit. I know this is gonna sound crazy, especially with all the stuff you learn. Just question stuff, even if some of the stuff sounds sketchy or iffy. Just have an open mind. Open mind allows you to see stuff you couldn't see before. Even if you don't fully believe in it, having an open mind, like, oh, okay, let me get some more information about that before I make discernment or decisions on it. It'll help you in the long run because there's so much there's a lot of beautiful things in the universe, a lot of beautiful beings, but you got to learn discernment because the life we used to know, it ain't gonna be the same, bro. It ain't gonna be just this 9 to 5 every day. We about to have other beings here. Y'all gotta realize we finna have some other beings here, and it ain't gonna be the same. Like that's why they been making all these alien movies, hybridization movies, and stuff like that. The past 4 or 5 years, they getting people ready to see these motherfuckers. Aliens exist, and they always been here. They always been here. I had dreams where I was still me, but I was definitely in a different universe. That's the parallel version of you. So I tell people all the time, hold on. When you look at Earth, most people think it's just one. Earth is this whole ball. It's all these different Earths, right? Every time you wake up, the decisions you make in a day, So let's say you're here, you made another decision, you move to another Earth that fast. Your body goes through milliseconds of change every day with your energy. When your energy and your decision, say, let's say you made a decision, right? You had two choices. The world split into two choices when you had to make those choices. You chose this one, so this is what you'll see, but this path is still going on too. You just chose to put your awareness or your currency on this side. You get what I'm saying? There's been multiple Earths. You get what I'm saying? There's multiple. And it's like this. Imagine like a bunch of these rows like this and another set of rows like this. Every decision you make move you to another one. So let's say I'm not gonna eat that today. Boom, you move to a new Earth. Well, I decided to change my health. Boom, you at a new Earth. Well, I don't want to wear this today. Boom, you at a new Earth. Like just those little decisions every day change existence for you. Just that little simple of a decision. What do you think life will be like with aliens here? I think they're here. That's why the system is shutting down. I think it's going to be a beautiful experience. So basically, you know how I just explained the earth, there's different realities depending on what you see in your reality. For some people, aliens will be demons, so they'll transfer to a earth where aliens will be demons for them. For other people, they see peace, happiness, love, and joy, enlightenment. That's the kind they're going to see. Because what you use in your life is like a radio. This is your projection device, but it's a radio. And everything are wavelengths. So what you tune into, that's what it'll be. Because there's other Earths and other wavelengths out there that you can choose to be in or out. Me, I'm doing peace, love, happiness, joy, chilling. I done already been through a bunch of shit. I ain't trying to do all this war and extra stuff. I'm tuning my stuff to where I'm chilling, I'm cooling. I done did the chaos side. I done did the peaceful side. I'm trying to sit my ass the fuck down. Just plain and simple. So good to sit with you. Your TikTok said you were over here live. Yeah, I came over here to go live because I'm banned over there because I joked about selling feet pictures. They banned me until next Monday. I was just like, I was joking. I think the system gonna be shut down. Personally, this slave system that we've been in for all these years, I think it's gonna shut down. That's just me. Most beings here feel like slaves, and I think it's just gonna be shut down. I ain't trying to be a slave. I'd rather die. Because I actually have slave descendants in my family. I'd rather die. I'm not finna sit here and slave for nobody who don't give a fuck about me. What the fuck? For any being. That goes for any being out here. Fuck that. We have slave descendants in my family. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no loops. Ain't no... Fuck all that. Excuse me. You can keep that extra shit. If I gotta go, I gotta go early. It is what it is. I'm not finna sit here and slave for nobody. It's great to see you too, Positive Queen. I ain't seen you in a minute either. A little tired. I've been on here for a minute though. But if y'all like my stuff, y'all can go to my links in my bio. I'm finna get ready to rest. I gotta go outside and look at the stars and chill outside and relax. But yeah, I'm finna lay it down for a little bit. I've been on an hour and 30 minutes. But the cool thing is, since I recorded on YouTube, this will be in my live function. So you can come back and watch this. This whole live is pre-recorded, so you can come back and watch this, which is awesome. You can watch this. So yeah. Awesome. So anyway, I'm finna get ready to head out. It's grand to see you, Positive Queen. I am about to relax a little bit. I am finna chill a little bit and do some fun stuff. I'm grateful for y'all who came on and shared your experiences. Yeah, I've been on for an hour 39, but the cool thing is you'll be able to come back to this live and view it because it saves the live on YouTube. So it's an hour and 40 minutes. It'll be probably in my video section or it'll be in my playlist section. Are you enjoying the peacefulness, tranquility, and love that you get when you let things be? Honestly, letting things be what it is, it helps a lot. Because it get to a point to where you keep trying to fight this over and over again, and it's like, you know what? Whatever's gonna happen. Fuck it. It gets to that point. Fuck it. I'm gonna just let things be in the present, do what I can do, not beat myself up, and accept my love for myself, self love, and just do what I can for myself. I shared this live with my kids. We ain't have no kids together yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't have no children. I did one of them tests and found out I may not be able to have any. So it's okay. I ain't tripping though. So I'm gonna just stay low key and I can practice though. No. But anyway, y'all be good, man. I'm finna go lay it down, chill out for a while. But you can come back to the live and watch this. That's why I like it. It should be on maybe in like a day or less than a couple, so you'll be able to watch this. So gratitude for everybody who came in. I reclaim my energy back to me. I'm grateful for everybody who shares love and all your information and wisdom, all the beings out there that want to see us grow and be the best versions of ourselves, gratitude and love. So whatever happens next, gonna happen. So gratitude, gratitude. I will see y'all soon. I'm finna head off. Grab me something to sip. See you soon.